Hello, everyone. I hope that you're well. I wanted to talk a little bit about sacred sexuality, something that's really important to me, and I've got a course coming up on it soon. But I wanted to talk a little bit about it and about my journey with it, but also the journey that I'm going to be taking people on, and why this is important. Why do we need to look at sacred sexuality? Like, why is it an issue? Why is it something we should be exploring? First of all, from my experience, for women, our sexual energy center is actually the seat of our power. It's where we hold our magic. And society has done a very good ratchet job on showing us that we should suppress this, that it's not good, that it's dirty, all these different things that have been put into our focus by society, by religion, suppressing our sexuality as being something that isn't right or something that should be used only in certain ways at certain times. But actually, when we start to look at it, that sexual energy is not about anyone else but ourselves. And this is what's so important. It's not about your relationship with your husband or your partner or your wife or whoever. It's not about that. Your sexual energy is about your relationship to yourself. It's about your relationship to your self-love and your self-care. It's about honoring the divine in you, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, honoring these centers and sitting in your power. That's what our sexuality is about, sitting in our power, choosing how we share that power, choosing how we express it, choosing the movement, the flow, all of that, instead of being dragged along, not making conscious choices. So for me, when I talk about sacred sexuality, the journey I'm on with it is finding that center of power. And then when you find it, the hard thing is staying in it, because life throws us off it, doesn't it? It has constant things to throw us off that center, throw us out of like that alignment and that truth of who we are. So what I'm working on at the moment, and what I will be guiding people on this course with as well, is how can we stay in our center no matter what's happening around us? How can we stay in our power no matter what's going on? So this morning I woke up early and I went outside and I got barefoot on the ground and I just stood and I breathed. And I breathed up from the earth all of the energy I could. And I breathed it into my body and I felt myself connecting with the earth. I felt myself connecting with myself. I felt myself dropping into my seat, my center. And then my mind started doing stuff, taking me into different places. And I brought it back. I kept bringing it back to the breath, to the earth, to the stillness, to the moment. None of that stuff's real. That's the mind doing its trick. Do I want to go along with that trick, or do I want to stay here now? And that's a choice we have in every moment. Some moments we will choose to go with the mind and we will trip down whatever path we're tripping down. But we can bring it back. It's harder to bring it back once you've gone quite far down, because, you know, the mind then creates a drama that you're in as if it's happened. And I've been doing a lot of this, you know, and I'm really working consciously to not do this now, to come back to my center. So for me, sacred sexuality is about finding our center. It's about calling back our energy that we have given away, that we have released, not necessarily on purpose, through trauma, through guilt, through whatever it is, calling back our power, calling back our energy so that we can sit in our beautiful dragon form with our wings open, in majesty, in our truth. So part of what my work is at the moment for myself and with others is the remembrance that we are a soul in a body. We are a soul in a body. We are a beautiful divine soul in a body. And this body's having experiences. And our soul has had many experiences through lifetimes. So what is it that our soul wants to sing now? What do we want to sing into truth? What do we want to manifest? And how do we manifest? Well, one of the ways we manifest is through our sexual energy. It's through that life force, because our sexual energy is our manifestation. It's our creativity. It's our vitality. It's not just sex. When you say sacred sexuality, what does this mean to you? Do you just think of sex? Obviously, that's an aspect. If we choose to apply these things onto that, then great. We can increase our connection and our vibrancy and the intimacy we have in our life. But that's not what this is about. It's about our relationship with ourself, and it's about our relationship with the divine within us. Because we are all manifestations of the divine. So this is the exploration. So in June, the 6th of June, for 4 weeks, every Monday, 7:30, for an hour and a half, I invite you to join me to dive into these mysteries, to dive into teachings, ancient teachings of how we can connect to our sexuality, how we can connect to our vitality, to our creativity, to our manifestation, how we can connect and realign ourselves to our deeper truth, the soul's truth. So we can remember that this body is a temple. This body is a beautiful divine temple here for us to work with. Each week you will get a video before the session on the topic we're going to look at, giving you some exercises and some things to explore, some ideas to think about. And then in the session itself, we will have the first part will be me talking about a subject, and then we will go into some exercises and then sharing at the end. With this, you can have your video off if you feel uncomfortable. None of it will be asking you to do anything you are not comfortable with. None of it will be you having your privates out in front of anyone. We're not doing any of that. This is about breathwork, meditation. There'll be invitations in your own private time, in your own private space, to explore things like that yourself. But we won't be doing that in a group setting on the Zoom, just to reassure you. Some people have said, I'm a little bit prudish, I'm a little bit worried. It's not about sex. It's not about that. What this is about is connecting to our bodies, connecting to our sacred sexual energy and tapping into that. It's about unblocking ourselves so that prudishness, we understand where it's coming from and we have choices. Within all of this, it's just an invitation to drop in deeper into pleasure, deeper into intimacy, deeper into bliss, and deeper into yourself. So if this resonates with you, then send me a message and I can have a chat with you or send you more information. But I wanted you to know a little bit more about it and about where I'm coming from with it, because it's such a beautiful journey and I really look forward to sharing it with some of you. Lots of love to you all. Bye.